Ooh. Ah. Everyone together. Ooh. Ah. Ah, thank you. This is my food post for today. I will take a picture of it. Welcome, everybody. This is the Semi-Perfect Podcast panel. We're going to just call this one the first official panel of Everfree Northwest 2022. So welcome! Not that seat.
What's wrong with this seat?
You are. So welcome in. We still have some people that are going to be joining us up here. I'll go over there. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I need. No, let's go in the middle. Paleo, I can't tell if you're saying the seat's taken or to sit next to you. I'll do both.
He thinks the fabric feels nice.
It does. So, first off, is there anyone here who is not aware of what the Semi-Perfect Podcast is? Don't be shy. Thank you. We are a podcast that happens every other Wednesday on the Semi-Perfect Podcast channel. And yeah, let's see here. I'm just sorting out microphone situations, so
someone can share.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you those ones.
Major Deadpool vibe.
Saber and Laura, they can share when they get here, assuming they get here.
Yeah.
So we're a podcast. Essentially, what we like to talk about is just about anything and everything. Mostly family friendly, especially at Everfree Northwest. I love your jiggly hat, by the way. No, it's good. I want it the whole time.
Just put it like right next to the camera.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. There we go. Yeah. So we kind of go over different media stuff, talk a lot about cartoons. We talk a lot about My Little Pony and any news that comes out with that. So our next podcast, I think, is going to be
in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. It'll be on a Wednesday. Again, if you want to keep up to date with it, there's a Semi-Perfect Podcast Twitter and Semi-Perfect Podcast YouTube channel that you can.
Can I plug my podcast?
Yes.
I thought you were just going to say no, so I wasn't going to.
You weren't ready for it. You're like,
yeah, I was like, I was going to set you up for a joke, but no, never mind.
No.
No, I do a POS podcast with him and Saber, who's on his way right now. But we
assume.
Yeah, we do that every other Monday. So it's like in between the Semi-Perfect podcast.
Yeah.
So there's like a podcast every week.
Yeah. We try to keep you guys up to speed as if you wanted to know what we're up to. So why don't we introduce everybody that's up here? Let's start on the far left. Who are you?
Harvey.
They said they're on their way.
Who are you?
I'm Panama Matt.
Hello, Panama Matt.
Hello.
How are you today?
Doing all right. Good to be here.
You took the train up?
I did. Took it up from Santa Ana, California, all the way through Union Station on the Coast Starlight, all the way up through San Francisco, Sacramento, Portland, Seattle.
Nice.
And then somehow found the express bus here.
Somehow. Some way.
What sights did you see?
Oh, let's see. There's the entire ocean along the Pacific coast. Once you get north of Oxnard, it goes through Santa Barbara, and you're basically just traveling along the water.
Nice.
If you were smart enough and lucky enough to get to see it on the left side of the train. If you got the right side of the train, you have to look at a lot of cliffs and mountains and walls.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like that meme where like the person
Yeah.
sitting on the right side of the bus is just like, oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say, like, when she asked what scene or what sights you saw, I really expected your answer to be, I saw the back of my eyelids. Like I thought that was it.
I did actually.
Welcome to the stage, Saberspark and Laura, also known as Cosmic Melody,
I thought you were going to say also known as Saber Fart.
also known as Saber Fart.
There's going to be a lot of those running around. We figured since we're always late to the podcast, we had to be a little bit late to the panel as well. Yep.
It's tradition. I mean, why?
Gabe, though.
I was gonna say, why do you think Gabe's not here? Because we're keeping tradition.
Yep.
So again, Laura and Saber here on to the left, and then who are you?
I'm Sarah, also known as Toodles. Yeah.
Sarah.
I'm the person who streams the podcast.
She's the only reason any of it happens.
It literally. Saber and I initially started the podcast, and neither of us were incapable children of doing this. And she's like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And how many years have we been doing it now?
I don't know.
It's like
We're like
7?
closing in on like 190 episodes.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of episodes. I'm ACRacebest, everybody. So hello, and apparently a pillar of the community. Whoa. Honestly, so it was kind of funny because not assuming anyone saw, but we were off to the far right side of the of like all the seating, and I had set up my camera because I thought they were gonna. When they were putting the seats down, I'm like, oh, they're doing an interesting like intro for the community guests or something, because they didn't tell us anything. So I'm like setting up my cameras. I hit record. I hand Sarah a camera. I'm like, hold this while I set up. And all of a sudden, I'm like, wait, what are they doing? This isn't community guest stuff. I had no idea I was gonna be called up. So that was real nice of Scott to give me this hat. I know Saber's jealous that I got a hat.
Yeah, good on you.
Yeah.
I didn't even want a hat.
Well, you might get magic.
What's that?
You might get magic.
Well, I can cheat. If I can't get my own hat, I'll buy my own hat.
Who do we have here to my right?
I'm Paleosteno. I'm also on the podcast, and like I said earlier, I do my own podcast too.
No, I didn't say you could plug it twice.
Oh.
And?
Hi, I'm just a guy.
Wandered on stage.
That's not what your badge says.
What does your badge say?
My badge says, do you even know who I am? Hirosashii, proud member of the Hey I Know a Guy Club, a.k.a. Saber Farts Posse.
Yep, part of the Saber Fart Squad.
Yes. Hi, I'm Hiro, or Hirosashii. The latter is way too long. Call me Hiro.
So I want you to give all of yourselves a round of applause for joining us here today. Well, make some noise, yeah. So again, thank you for joining us here. Thank you just for being here at Everfree Northwest 2022. Your guys' continued support of these conventions is what is going to keep it going. So we love doing this stuff. We couldn't do it without all of you. So thank you again for being here. And don't forget to stay hydrated this week, everybody, because it's supposed to be a scorching 75 degrees today. All right. So one thing that we do on the podcast, and this is where we have a lot of fun with the Semi-Perfect podcast at conventions, is that we love going into Q&A and getting like random questions, or maybe a question that you've always wanted to ask. It doesn't have to be for everybody. It could be for individuals. It can be for everybody. You can throw something at us to debate, what have you. Whatever you want to ask. Again, I'm supposed to say this part. It's supposed to be family friendly. So, consider that when you're asking certain questions.
Yeah.
Just make them innuendos. All right. But with that, do we have anybody who wants to kick things off with a question? Yes. What do we talk about? What do we talk about? What do we talk
Very
about?
wide variety of things.
What we do is we you have a little car engine. We just wind you up and let you go, and then we follow your lead.
Yeah.
No, you have a gift. You can just like take any situation and go with it. That's one of your powers.
Wow, everyone's just buttering me up today. Let me put on my ass.
But I think you two are a great combo because you're like the face, the energy, and then Sarah's in the background, like orchestrating everything. Sarah's, I gotta say, I apologize that on multiple occasions from the SPP podcast to Who's Line, I'm like, I've decided I don't want to be in charge of this anymore.
Yeah.
Do it, Sarah. No, she does. Give her a round of applause to Sarah. She does a lot. Yeah. Sarah. But no, we just talk about, we typically just kind of catch up on our weeks. Oh, food post. We start with food post.
Who had
this is
breakfast
mine.
this morning?
Food
Pizza.
post.
Dude, look at
What?
Oh.
Yo!
You
The camera may not have seen it, but that whole pizza almost dumped out of the box.
I hope you brought enough for everybody.
Did you buy that just for this?
Oh my God.
Can we all get a round of applause for Christian, everybody? This is the unofficial hype man of any convention you go to. So if you're looking to follow a lead, have Christian by your side. Christian, we always love seeing you at these conventions. Oh.
You're a sweetheart.
You really are. And you bought a whole pizza.
You scared me when you're like, look. And I'm like, no.
Does anyone else have a food post? You had the hand up and you're like, I didn't know what the end of the question was going to be. What did you eat for breakfast? How about that? Did you not eat breakfast today?
We haven't eaten.
We got Christian over
Don't
here.
worry, you're not alone.
Don't worry, I didn't eat breakfast either. That's what? Who are we? That's not true. We saw you at BabsCon. You were sitting with us in the lobby at one point. Yeah. Truth. See, that's the thing is I don't have a memory, but I vlog things. So then I'm like, I recognize you. So does that answer the question? Who are you people? Really, Panama Matt is the one that everyone would know. He's got the biggest social media following.
Yeah.
Matt, tell them about your OnlyFans.
I thought you said
Family
this was
friendly.
not family friendly.
Is that not family friendly?
It depends on your family.
I just wanted to break through the barrier.
You know, Mr. Beast, this is his lawyer.
And we'll be seeing you
I
in
can
court
neither
on
confirm nor
Sunday.
deny who I represent.
So, are there any panels you all are looking forward to this year? This one?
Aw.
Oh, yeah. I love that you pulled out a schedule. Which one are you looking forward to? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, there's... Very good, very good. Do we have any other questions now that we've done such a good job answering? Yes. Is it going to be on Spotify? As of right now, it's on YouTube.
It's only, yeah, I don't know. I didn't have any plans of putting it on any other platform other than YouTube, but maybe I'll look into it.
If it's going to happen, this is where it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Let's give Sarah more work.
Yeah! Spotify. See, I'm going to get Christian every time he takes a bite now to get a chant going. Christian.
Saber and I actually talked about this like at MomoCon, actually, how dangerous it is to have a 2-syllable name because of how chantable it is.
Yeah. Hero.
Pay low.
If you have 4 letters in your name, you're going to be in danger of it being
Matt.
chanted.
Matt. See, yeah, that sounds like a chant from like Mars Attacks. I'm awake. I'm ready. All right. Do we have? We're just gonna keep going to you guys. And again, yes.
Okay, what is the most heated debate that you've had?
Bear versus gorilla.
Yeah.
And
This
pancakes versus waffles.
pancakes versus what? Okay.
Can you
Or
divide
is
by
a hot
0?
dog
Can we please
We've-
do like an audience survey, like pancakes versus waffles? I need to know every time.
Yeah. All right. So by a raise of hands, who now this is pancakes versus waffles. That means you choose one. You can only choose one. You're at the diner and they're like, you can only have one. It is illegal to have 2. So
And you
by
can't
raise
do,
of
like, French
hands.
toast.
No. Yeah. By raise of hands, who says pancakes?
Okay.
Who says waffles? All right, a clear winner. A clear winner. Did you both raise your hands for pancakes? That's why you're over here.
It was like 60-40 or 40-60.
Yeah, but that's still losing.
That's still losing.
Yeah.
All right. Should we do bear versus gorilla?
Oh.
It's gonna get
Saber, you want to take this one?
All right, a silverback gorilla versus a grizzly bear. So hold your hands up if you think a silverback gorilla would win. All right, grizzly bear. Yay! I'm in good
They're starting to
company.
come to your side.
But yeah, well, you know, I love asking this question.
Because we're part of the Saber Fart fan club.
Yep, now you're obligated. Now I've realized that if you ever want to like break ice with a conversation, just ask bear versus gorilla or waffle versus pancake, because most folks have an opinion. Like it's more of a social experiment, if anything, about how can you approach someone with a question that's not going to put them off guard, but there's enough context for them to weigh in on it. And it's like bear versus gorilla, and they're like, they'll actually think about it.
Yeah.
Though most people will say gorilla. Though I don't like when they're like, because gorillas are smarter. And I'm like, I'm smarter than a gorilla, and a bear would kick my butt. And a gorilla,
Are you?
It's a bear. 4 times 4
Are
is
you?
16, you know? It's like, start doing math, you know? A pronoun, a noun, a verb.
Directly to math for you.
Right, yeah. 2 + 2 is 5. Yeah.
Close enough.
He thinks he's smart.
What was you mentioned that we've had plenty of debates just regarding the ponies themselves as well. So yeah, if you guys have any pony related questions, that could also get heated. Yes, question in the back.
So me and my wife, we went to GameStop yesterday and we saw a My Little Pony game for G5 for the Switch. How did the G5 get a game when it's been like 10 years of G4 and we got nothing?
I think we got like a mobile game at one point, right?
We got the Game Loft game. There's an excellent video. There's an excellent video by Shunks, if any of you have watched her channel. But yeah, Shunks did a video on like all the history of like My Little Pony games, like back from like the first generation like onwards. The first generation didn't really have anything.
Computer game.
Yeah.
That was like my favorite thing in the world. All I remember is like growing apples and feeding them to the ponies, and if you like gave them the green apples, they would get real sick, and it was really upsetting.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No one likes green apples.
Apparently.
But one thing I completely forgot was that MLP had a lot of browser games, like on like the hub's website. Like, do you remember like Adventure Ponies? Like that would be advertised on the hub, and it was like this little pixel game, like platformer that you could play as the main 6, and they made like an Adventure Ponies 2 as well.
Oh.
So yeah.
I did not know about
So yeah, check out Shunks on YouTube. Her channel's great.
But your point is like all of a sudden G5 comes out. Like I appreciate to see the push from whether it's I'm assuming Hasbro making that call of like, oh, we want to really kind of push this because at least it's showing like effort on their side. We actually for those that don't, do you have
We
the
streamed it.
stickers?
Yeah, I do have.
We have stickers. Okay, so Sarah and I have a gaming channel called Ready Player Dumb.
We streamed the Maritime Bay Adventure.
We did,
on
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, we did play. I kicked so much butt. Oh my gosh, like that was like my gamer moment. I was like,
you couldn't get
all
3
your
stars on that one.
Okay.
That one activity.
thanks, Hero, for bringing me back down to earth. Here's like, have you played the game?
I haven't. I heard that one is actually like ridiculously hard to get 3 stars on. I can't remember what you do, but yeah.
They have like, so the whole game is designed, it's like, for younger than me people to play it. But then they have this one like challenge in the game that's like impossible. Yeah, you have to like
the herding
herd these
minigame.
crabs. Like you got to get crabs. And
Yeah,
pumpkins.
just stop the sentence. That's it.
That's
That's it.
that's all you got to do, and then you win. No, but it's like they make like level 1. You're like, oh, I'm so good at this, and like you have to put like 2 of them in a goalpost, and then it's like, okay, level 5. There's like 400 of them, and they all go the opposite direction that you want to go, and it's just like, stop! What happened? So yeah.
Who here knows the game he's talking about? Or who here has played the game? Who here got past round 5?
Or who here has just beaten the? I forget if it keeps going. I don't know.
It looked like one that just kept
I was
You
so
can
sad.
get 100%, which I did when I first played it.
Oh.
It's like a 2-hour game.
But yeah, for those that didn't know, like I said, Ready Player Down, that's a gaming channel that Sarah and I have. We actually play quite a bit with our friends on this as well, so you'll catch a lot. We've done a lot of Phasmophobia. We've done Among Us.
I want to play it again. I haven't played it since they've updated like everything.
Yeah, we need to do it
I'm gonna
for
die.
for spooky season. We gotta
Yes. Oh my god, I'm so in.
we
Let's
gotta
do
get
it.
going.
Let's play right now.
Have we done what?
Cult of the Lamb.
I want to play
not
that
yet.
so badly. Oh my god.
What's it called?
Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah, you can have your Twitch followers become like your villagers in the game, which is really cool.
Oh,
Can
that's
we
cool.
sacrifice them?
All right.
Well, maybe we'll stream that sometime.
Cool. This sounds so funny. Okay, because now that I've heard enough about it in these few seconds, I'm like, I heard a coworker talking about this game,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you do what? Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah,
That
that
seems to love it. Yeah.
yeah, so that's something to consider. Sea of Thieves is another one that we've been doing a lot of recently. We do a segment during like Halloween time where it's spooky season, so I play games that I'm much less comfortable with because I am actually
They're scary.
more skittish than I realize until I'm on camera.
You wanna do the Resident Evil 8 DLC?
We
Yes.
will when
Oh
it
my
comes
God.
out. I think it comes out like really late in October.
Yeah.
So that's something that
Yeah,
we'll
probably
also
stream it.
Yeah. But yeah, and the reason I dove a little further into that is Sarah has Ready Player Dumb stickers.
Yeah.
So after this podcast, maybe we can, if for anyone that wants one, we can hand those out. Does that sound good to you guys? You guys like free stuff?
After this panel podcast.
What did I say?
Podcast.
After this, did I say that?
Yes.
Wow, I'm really in like
You're in the
podcast
zone.
mode.
Yeah.
Gamer mode. All right. Other question. Christian, did you have a question?
Doesn't Saber also have a gaming channel?
We don't talk about that.
Kind of. No, I have Saber 64, but it's not exactly their kind of channel. To be perfectly honest, we're not quite. I'm not even certain what it is myself.
It's an experiment.
Yeah, I'm taking a break from it at the moment. But it's a thing where like I talked to Tom because he runs it with me, and we're like let's pause on like doing the video essays and like kind of like thesis videos. We want to do let's plays on our own because there's a series we want to do called I've never played Dark Souls, for example. And he's like, well, let's play Dark Souls. And he's played it, and I have not. And he's like, I want to see you play it. And I'm like,
I would
you sound so
love to see you play Dark Souls.
It's gonna be one of those things where like you pass the controller to Tom. I was like, my big brother, you have to be this boss for me.
Well, everyone always thinks I'm dumb, where it's like Saber's will suffer, and I can surprise them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that ADD laser focus.
That's true.
Where I want to bring it. But if it's not,
Like
if
the
it's
Rising.
not clicking, yeah, Rising.
It's not Rising?
Yeah, it was Rising. But yes, I have a gaming channel, and yes, I have a gaming channel, and I want to make sure I get that going right here soon. So.
That was loud. Sometimes Saber is like, oh, I'm not good at video games or whatever. And like Paleo and I tried to pick up StarCraft 2, and we were like, we'll play against Saber because Saber kind of knows how to
2 against
play it.
1.
2 against 1, we'll win, right? No.
Yeah, I'm pretty cool. No, or Paleo and I, we played Pikmin.
Yeah, he's really good at Pikmin.
And I get competitive, where like you beat me on a level, and I think the score was like 6 to me, 1 to you, and I'm like, kill this guy.
You're like, I won once.
He must suffer always. But yeah.
Talk about things getting heated when we play Among Us.
Oh,
Yeah. Things
I
get
cannot
personal.
play Among Us with them. It's too stressful. I can't do it. I never do.
Hero also refuses to play with us.
Yo, I don't like lying to my friends.
Yeah.
It's
I
like a
know.
personal thing. I just hate it. It feels bad.
It's like 100%. Like, all right, guys,
It's a
I'm
lawyer.
your podcast.
You don't have
everybody.
to lie. You just have to convince the other people they're crazy.
If you just let
Sometime-
everybody fight each other.
Sarah does this thing, where she'll kill like 4 people, and then everyone's like, "Who done it?" And Sarah just sits back and is quiet. She's like,
And sometimes when people are like, maybe it's Sarah, I'm like, was it me? And then everybody's like, okay.
Everyone has
She
talents.
said it was her.
So, like, Viva plays with us, and Viva has talents where she'll like try to distract you with technical talk when she's the imposter, and I'm like, you bastard.
Yeah.
It's not me. I didn't do anything.
"I'm Australian." It couldn't have been me.
Viva will like start off with like, okay, so.
Throw them off.
No matter what I win.
I forget what was the good question, Christian? Yeah, nice pizza. Yes.
Nice.
What Showdown? I have not. What kind of game is it?
Oh.
I'm in. That's awesome.
Okay,
That
something.
sounds interesting.
Yeah. We had fun with those kind of games, so
Yeah.
something to consider
Yeah.
for sure. Yes. Yes. What's the actual question? Real
Better
one.
be.
I just got done with the 6-year Dungeons and Dragons campaign.
Oh,
And it was the first one that my character has fully survived.
Congratulations.
Yes.
That's a big deal.
Survival in D&D. I have never played D&D, so I don't know what this means. Yeah.
No, that's a big deal.
That's to finish a campaign at all.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, good job.
Full 20-level campaign is me and a posse because you build
Yeah.
The DM will eventually get you, but he got nuns.
Wow. Nice.
So, here's my question in honor of that. You're suddenly transported to forgotten realms. You don't know where you are, you don't know what you're doing, but you're wearing something. What is it?
You're wearing something?
Yeah.
Clothes.
Is it just one item?
Nice.
A kigu, so that way I'm like, I got the whole body covered.
There you go.
Nice.
And I'm warm, so maybe that.
Okay.
Wait, what's the question?
You're
You're
transported into the, like, a
D&D,
forgotten
you're wearing
realm.
something, what is it?
Yeah,
You're wearing
wear one
something,
thing.
anything.
I choose nothing. With a forgotten realm, I want to scare people.
Well, if you land if you land in Ponyville, you'll fit right in. Yes.
It's not a barbarian, guys.
I wear like I want to wear like those ankle or those calf socks that like suburban dads wear.
Yes,
that's the only clothing I wear.
You just have one sock, but it's not on either of your feet.
So I'm just naked running around on forms with my calf socks.
Yeah, it's not a barbarian, definitely. Anyone else?
It's a forgotten realm will remember me.
Yeah.
My first inclination they say go with a hat, but I like a bathrobe or a cloak like that.
Oh yeah, that was like a blanket. That's
You
smart.
may have found
Oh, a suit of armor.
You might have found a wizard. Anyone else?
The first
Yeah, I think I would do a wizard robe.
There
Wait, Sarah,
are a lot of
wizards?
magic users.
Wizard robe.
I love it.
What kind of book do you have?
What kind of book?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what books are in D&D.
There's a lot of books. There's a spell book, a
Twilight.
spell book, there's a ritual book, there's all sorts of books.
I'll just say a spell book.
You can always...
I'm gonna wear a Speedo.
Nice.
So I'm at least a little decent.
Yeah.
So between my socks and your Speedo.
I was a swimmer back in the day.
Tell us about your OnlyFans.
What fans? What are you wearing, Paleo? Right now.
What are you wearing, Paleo?
I'll wear that shark costume I did in Brony's React.
The shark costume?
Yeah, the
Okay.
shark costume.
That's good. Oh. Thank you. Thank you. Just a reminder. Thank you very much.
Can I wear a T-Rex uniform?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm wearing that.
What?
A T-Rex uniform.
Costume, like the big inflatable ones.
An aggressive
Barbarian,
druid.
maybe?
A dinosaur. It makes you a dinosaur.
Yeah.
I've seen
Oh, yeah,
Jurassic
Dragonborn,
Park.
you
I know
said
how
that.
this
That's
works.
Gotta turn the question around then. What item would you wear?
I'd just be wearing, what would I show up in
Yes.
Snuggie.
Oh my god.
And what classic character did you play in that campaign?
I was the paladin, and I almost got hit once and died in final boss fight. I had to use every last point of lay on hands to keep myself alive.
Yeah.
He hit real hard, but I lived.
I don't play D&D, but in D&D, do paladins usually tank like they're in the front of
Yes, they do, but the thing about paladins is they have something called smite, so they can be really hard hitters.
Oh,
They're
a
blast
tank that
hitters.
does
Yeah, exactly.
a tank that does big damage.
They can be a tank, but if you make them angry, they can hit really hard. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Who here has actually played D&D?
I've not, but I want to.
Okay.
Is it like, am I the only person who's like a D&D player at the?
I think so.
Okay, so here's my idea. That gives me an idea. You guys have enough players to run a really good campaign. Set up.
We should do
Set up
a
universe.
campaign. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Can you
No,
DM?
it's hard.
You got a DM.
I'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How do you slide into the DMs?
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm pretty good at it too. I'm not a great storyteller.
You can't.
But I think
You can't. All right,
Something to look into.
that's something to consider for sure. Now, you had a question, isn't that right?
Podcast too.
So obviously I'd ask y'all because you are definitely the ones to ask when it comes to knowing how to do podcasts efficiently and perfectly.
Sarah.
By y'all, I mean Sarah, yes. So how would you go about setting up a new podcast, especially one that's going to be done through YouTube?
Depends on what the podcast is about, you know. Do you have a podcast idea?
Yes and no. I don't know if I necessarily want to do a podcast, but now that I'm the YouTuber with a small following in my friend group, I have like 3 people going like, we need to do one together. So
What kind of content are you involved in? What's your thing?
it's either going to be pony content or it's going to be just a generic comedic podcast.
Okay.
It's fun.
I've noticed for podcasts, like, it's being niche can work to your advantage. Like, you don't need like 1,000 people. If you have a small contingent of like loyal followers and listeners, that's great.
Yeah.
So, is this more about on a technical scale you're asking?
Pretty much, yeah.
Sarah?
Okay. So OBS is a pretty good program to use. That's what I use for podcasts and also for Ready Player Done. It makes it really easy to use, basically. Like if you have any backgrounds that you want to use, you just plug it into the program, just say, you know, I want to do an image for our background, and then, I don't know.
I'm chuckling over here because like Sarah's like, yeah, the program's fairly easy to use, and then you all see what happens when she's not around and I have to start the podcast, and it's just a dumpster fire. I'm like,
It's really not that hard. Read, you know, do like listen to tutorials.
Whatever.
I feel like probably the hardest part about like setting up things, especially for Ready Player Dumb. Was the audio, because we have lavalier mics that we use for that, and that was a bit of a technical thing.
Yeah, and that's more of if you have multiple people in one area.
Yeah. Like, I have a question. Will it be like a video podcast or just audio?
Probably video.
Okay.
In that case, because you've done that for the POS podcast, as far as like having webcams and stuff incorporated too.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, Paleo, do you guys use Discord or Skype for that?
Discord.
Discord, okay.
You
guys used to do Skype. That's why I asked.
Because we started our podcast a long
it was a while
time ago. Yeah, back in 2014.
Yeah, that's a valid question.
AOL Instant Messenger.
Like, two things I'd recommend. Make sure you have decent quality microphones, because especially if people are listening to it, you want them to have a good auditory experience. And the other thing is, make sure your sound balance is good, because if someone's really blown out on one end and really
do your mic check.
Yeah, do the mic check. Take the time beforehand to get it set up.
I will say
we never do that.
My friends have potato mics, so that'll be.
It may be worth making the investment.
I would argue that like the balance is more important than having a quality microphone.
True.
Yeah. Like if you have like a not so great microphone, people can still understand you. Then like you're probably okay. But like as it becomes more of a like thing that you're doing regularly, it would be worth like, you know, as you can afford, like get more equipment that's higher quality.
Indeed.
Audible personality is more important than like lack of personality with the best equipment. I'll say that. So like, don't be like, I have to get a Shure microphone. You need this. It's like, no, Blue Yeti can do the trick.
Love Blue Yeti. My dad has that on his YouTube channel too.
All right. So I see a question back there, a question here, and a question there. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, just so you guys don't have to keep your hands up. So let's start in the back. Yes.
Super quick, can you look at the camera and say hello, Michael? Because it's my brother. He couldn't come on us.
Michael?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, get in on this. All right. On the count of 3, we're gonna go hello, Michael. 1, 2, 3. Hello, Michael. Where are you from? Australia. Hey, can you smack Viva when you go there and say, stop messing with us on Among Us, please?
You guys know each other, right?
May I ask you an Australian question?
You say with the accent.
No, that's an...
Good day, mate.
You're going to offend them.
Okay, so I was told that there are spiders that will just be in cars. And they're like huntsman spiders, like that. Is that? Yeah, aren't they? I've been told that they are harmless.
Yeah.
But it's your reaction to it.
So huntsmen, they bite pincer like that, and they get the venom into the skin.
Well, you just
redbacks, even though they're about the size of your fingernail, they bite that way and inject into you.
Isn't there something called like the funnel web spider you all have?
And the funnel web is basically that big and it bites through your hand.
If I may, so like, yeah, because they bite like that, right? They also call them like the toe pinch or pierce or something like that. So do you all just get used to it? Where you're like, yeah, we'll just be aware and
just walk around with a flamethrower.
The multiple rate's pretty low, so low population in Australia, kind of.
So do you think Americans kind of overplay where we're like spiders and it's like, it's not that bad?
Just be afraid.
Because whenever I think of Australia, I immediately go like spiders.
Oh, everything.
I appreciate your honesty, if nothing else.
Yeah.
It's cool
I come
culture.
from the tropics in the north, and there is everything that's guilty. There's a plant called a Cutie or something like that if you get stung by it, it's got a neurotoxin in it, and it makes you want to rip your skin off.
I gotta say, Australian accent is one of my favorite. It's a really good accent. I feel like Americans sound so boring. We're like, I'm going to the store, and it's like, no, boring.
Gotta do the Boston accent.
But yeah, I guess we have multiple accents.
Oh, you gotta like
Milwaukee.
Yeah. We have a friend who's from New York. He goes coffee, and it's like, yeah, smack you.
A few years ago, I went to Alicon for their convention in Adelaide, and I just remember like I was so thrown off by all the kangaroo crossing signs. I'm like, I don't know why. I just thought this was a joke. Yeah, I'm like, I thought that was just like a thing. Like, oh yeah, you're in Australia, but it's like, oh my gosh. And they're like just treated like, oh yeah, watch out. Sometimes they jump in front of your vehicle. They're like squirrels except bigger.
It's like the deer here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Learner driver. I was a learner driver, and I hit to not kangaroos, full-size kangaroos will totally rip it up. They're like a deer.
Like Jack, right?
It's wallabies, the little ones.
If I may, did you fly here to the con from Australia?
Or did you swim?
I flew, it's a 5-week holiday we got here.
Oh, good. Excellent. Cool. Well, thank you for being at the panel.
Yeah.
For letting us pick your brains.
Yeah, thank you so much. And then we had your question.
Yeah, I wanted to ask a pony-related question.
Bring it.
What are your opinions on cutie marks?
Yeah.
Saber hates them.
All right, no, you all go first, because I'm probably the dissenting voice here.
Okay, I guess what I'll say is I think it's cool to have like an emblem of sorts that's like some of them are lame in the show, right? Like some's like, oh yeah, like
what's the hourglass mean?
Or it's just an object, like oh it's it's an apple.
There's that
one
one
apple for my life.
There's that one kid that has like a half-eaten cookie.
Yes.
Like yeah.
Oh my god.
Diabetes.
Food critic, come on.
But like some of them, like I'm a fan of Rainbow Dash, and it's like that's a cool look. Like I'm like that's a cool looking like cutie mark. So I think some of them look pretty cool. But are you asking more about the idea of the cutie marks? In general thoughts. Okay, so that would be my general thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are lame, but I don't really subscribe to the idea of like, I feel like they were trying to go away from this in later seasons, but it was kind of like your cutie mark represent who you are, like supposed to be or whatever. And I was like, that's weird. Because, a lot of people have different passions and, things sometimes take a turn where you're like, well, I think I want to do this. And then, it ends up you've done something that you didn't realize that you would love. But I think in later seasons, they were trying to rectify that to be kind of like, well, I don't know. But, yeah.
Like Rumble now.
Yeah, I love the idea of it representing the fact that you've found your calling in life, you found what you want to do. But like Sarah said, sometimes that changes, or I guess maybe it doesn't appear until you've actually truly within found it in a philosophical way.
That's the one that gets me, and it's like, because it appears when you're like a little kid, and I'm like, if I was stuck doing the stuff that I liked as like a 10-year-old, then like I would be miserable.
It's limited. That's my thing. I think it's limited.
I think it would be okay if like you get it as an adult, because it's like as you're discovering more about yourself and just like learning what you like and what you don't like and becoming more of the person you're going to be, then I'm okay with that.
Look, Saber, we're not all Applejack. You can do more than just apples.
Dude, she was set up for failure from the get-go. Your name's Applejack. You're on an apple farm, and your key mark will be apple. That's all you want.
I was gonna say I was gonna go off what Sarah was saying about like just having like the one, and that's why like I've had like one OC for like the longest time for like 10 years, and then I realized wait, I like more than just dolphins. Yeah. I'll just split them into 4, so I made 4 OCs, and I'm about to have a 5th one.
Oh, congratulations! It's like having a child.
We're
on our 5th.
I'm expecting my 5th.
Yeah, I think
So,
it's
so you had your, so Pale's expecting his 5th, and then during the main.
Gender reveal.
But I'm sorry, back to the opening ceremonies when they
It's
called
a
you up
boy.
with your picture on the screen, it looked like you died. Like they're like in memoriam to ACRacebest. Pillow the community.
R.I.P. Right?
With your free hat. No, but like I think it's so dumb to think that someone can get something labeled on them for the rest of their life and it defines them.
Yeah.
By the way, did y'all see my new tattoo?
Yeah, what was it? Because the entire Apple family has something Apple related on their flank, right?
Yeah.
And then Apple
Yeah,
Loom
except Apple
doesn't.
Loom, yeah.
And I was like fully expecting. It doesn't have a little apple in it?
It has an apple in it.
I
Yeah.
haven't watched the show apparently. Okay.
I think Scootaloo's has like the little lightning bolt, and
I thought they were all
has,
through
like, a
the
musical
exact.
note, and
Yeah.
then Apple
Why does
Loom
she have a musical note? Because
She sings.
She sings.
Yeah.
And everyone thought that's what she was gonna do, and they're like,
Yeah.
nah, you get a shield.
Yeah.
I think they're Kmart's good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think like to be limited, where it's like this is your defining trait. And on a narrative level, I guess I get it, because little kids, we all are like, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a VTuber, etc. Though, I don't know, I guess like from a marketing point of view for Hasbro, they're like, you'll be defined by the gym because you're generous and fashionista or whatever. Some of these key marks are very like specific, other ones are kind of vague.
Yes.
I like the vague ones.
Vague ones.
The ones that are specific, where it's like, oh, why is it a janitor broom? Oh, you know, it's.
It's called.
But maybe somebody, it's a wizard. It's a janitor wizard on the mop.
Mine's a jail cell. This could mean one of two things.
Right. Why is there a coffin? You're a morgue pony.
Oh no. So we're gonna go to your question, and then after that, let's see. By the way, Princess Deadpool, you trying to sneak into a room doesn't work.
No, it's not.
Like there's no incognito.
Princess Deadpool, give us a spin. Show us what you're sporting. Oh, she's gorgeous. What are you wearing?
So
can I say something real fast, actually?
So during the opening ceremonies, I was like, wow, this is so nostalgic. And to see so many familiar faces after all these years, and I'm like, wow, people are still showing up. It feels like a little family. It's like, you know, your little family reunion every so often. I just love it.
Yeah.
And I think it's impressive. Like after 10 years, it's like, this is still going strong. Yeah. But that was a few hundred people in there, probably like 500 or so. And that's not even Saturday. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's for a single show to do that after a decade. It's no easy feat.
No, and actually that brings up something.
That's my new foot fetish podcast. No easy feet.
I'm just from that. I'm curious. How many folks here, if any, were at the first Everfree Northwest back in 2012? So I know some of us were. So we have no one that was at 2012. Now, how many of you, this is your first time coming to a convention? I like the hands that were like, yeah. All right, first time at Everfree Northwest. Let's do that. Look at that. Welcome. Yeah.
What part? The old one or the new one? Wait, are you actually from Mexico, the country? What do you all think about New Mexico? You guys are like those cocky jerks.
How dare they?
You are good. You are totally fine. Welcome to the convention.
Welcome.
Thank you for making your journey over here.
So yeah, I was gonna point out though on that note, like there are people that we're seeing there in opening ceremonies, just in among the crowd that I'm like, I remember you back in 2012. Like it's just cool to see the longevity.
With my Saberspark shirt, I went to a print shop and I'm like, Saberspark. I'm like, now they'll have to know who I am.
See, I told you that was his big. He was like, oh no, not the shirt. The video creator was like, I don't think Saber liked it very much.
Oh no.
And I'm like, he hates himself.
That was a bona fide classic cringe moment for me.
Saber.
I'm like, once I went to
You ain't
BronyCon.
cringing, you ain't living.
I went to BronyCon 2012 and I had this like arrogant like notion of people must know who I am. I'm the Saberspark. I have 2,000 subscribers. And I was walking around BronyCon seeing, because that was BronyCon 2012. I was like, it's so cool. I feel like I'm floating on air, but also I'm like, there's like a clout culture for like online celebrities. And I'm like, well, only one person recognized me. I'm going to rectify this at Everfree, Northwest 2012. I'm going to print my name on a shirt. And I went to my buddy Newman, who made the shirt design, and I went to a print shop, and I remember being like, it's Saberspark, stack it, stack. And then I wore the shirt, and when I was there, I think I was on Saturday, I'm like, I feel disgusting. Like a billboard. I'm like, I don't want to wear this anymore. And I think I gave the shirt to Jillian Barrow.
Yeah, she still has it.
She still has it.
She still has
Yeah,
it.
she puts
It's
the
her
little-
inspiration
her
when she's
baby,
writing.
She puts the shirt, little baby.
I was kind of hoping that you gave it to like a Goodwill or something, and like some person just like, I don't know what this is. I'm gonna buy it. And then
This
there's
is
like
a
one
good dish
person
rag.
walking around with it.
Right. Some.
Who like doesn't know who you are.
I-
They just have a shirt and it looks cool.
I saw Jillian just the other day, actually.
What?
Yeah, just hanging out.
Where?
She and her husband were both out at America's Got Talent, hanging out in the audience with us. Yeah, that's a story in itself. So okay, so let's go to your question because you've been waiting.
No, go for it.
Bring it
Or
on.
you can change it.
Looping back around to like earlier in the conversation, we were talking about like audio and
Yeah.
like production and stuff. Do you guys pre-record the podcast or do you live stream it?
It's live.
So no room for Adobe Audition, unfortunately, or any of that.
No, we like to have excuses. Yeah, we like to have excuses for why. I like to have excuses for why I'm like,
Oh yeah, that's why it didn't work. Oops. But no, we do it live because we also interact with the audience throughout. So, which is one of the big things I wanted to do when we were starting the Semi-Perfect podcast was I'm like I want it to be something that everyone feels like they're involved with. Yeah. And that's why I enjoy. It's become our thing doing like the food posts at the beginning of the podcast and Bizarre. With your bag of ham and stuff. Yeah.
The podcast question reminded me. This was Everfree was actually the very first convention that Saber and I actually had our own panel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Brony Breakdown, if anybody remembers that.
Yeah.
That's so official.
I was there in the audience. Wow.
I was there 2,000 years ago.
Yeah. All right, let's see a raise of hands of who else has questions here. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Well, not yet.
5. So I'm counting 5. Cool. All right, let's go with those 6. All right, gotcha. So I'm gonna go woo.
We gotta do, like, lightning
All
round.
right.
We got 10
So
minutes.
yes.
Hi, it's good to see you guys again. I came last year. My question is, how do you guys feel about the new generation so far? Do you have ideas and do you like it?
Do we do so? Our thoughts on the new generation and what are we? So yeah, what's everyone thinking so far?
Your jacket's awesome.
It's very cool. I've been like admiring the little Fluttershy on like the bottom you got there. Look how cute that is.
is this a new thing? Or I guess it's like I've seen more jackets like that on Twitter.
Yeah, it's from a YouTuber named Izzy. She does a lot of like deep dives on like 2010s pop culture and stuff like that.
That's cool. That's one of Izzy's designs.
Yes, she designed the jacket.
That's awesome.
That's cool. Very good. Sorry. Question. I'm sorry.
G5.
G5.
General thoughts.
G5. So G5.
I like where they're going with it. I like that they're kind of changing up the model while still keeping it fairly consistent. Overall, I feel like they paid homage to what Generation 4 was, but they're trying something new.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like the fact that they're exploring what Earth Pony magic is.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you grow things. No, you just grow things with magic.
Applejack's like, wait, we had magic the entire time?
Larson!
Yeah, I feel like
I guess my question is more specifically is like do you feel like that the generation is benefiting that it's in the same universe as G4, or do you think it's working against it?
It's too early to say.
I really hope they develop the world with it. That was one of the big things I enjoyed about the 4th generation, is the fact that they went places, did things, and there was lore that was discovered. Not necessarily exposed, but discovered. So it seems like they're setting the stages for that. I'm absolutely going to give them a chance to show us what they can do.
I hope that it's not too derivative. Because, like, you can see that G4 is struggle. And Hasbro's like, we ain't stopping. This obviously works, and we're going to just keep rolling with it. Hence why it's not like G3, G4. And G4 is completely different. But G5 is a continuation. So it's like, okay, Hasbro definitely is happy with what they have and want to keep rolling with that momentum. I just hope that, like, the thing with about G4 was that, like, I felt like when Hasbro gave it to Laura, they're like, just do whatever, we don't care. And then she makes it really cool. And they're like, wait, hold on, it's ours now. And I feel like G5, they went into it whereas, like, no, it's really ours now. Like, we know exactly what this is capable of. And I just hope they don't try the same stuff too much. That's my concern. And also, I'm a little bit apprehensive on the 3D animation.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
me neither.
The movie.
the movie looks amazing.
Everything about the movie I love. YouTube shorts, they were kind of hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
And then the special that came out on Netflix however long ago, I didn't love it. I don't like the animation took a big old dip in quality, right? Which like got to me a bit because I was afraid of that with the 3D animation to begin with, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of putting it in a pathway. But like,
Logic is how you get reviewed by Saberspark.
yes, it is. But I'm also like, because I was definitely afraid that it was like, you know, just not gonna work out. But I still have like, I'm open to see what they do with it. Yeah. Just because like, I mean, there's such a big following for G4 that it would be, you know, not very well advised to just completely throw all that like stuff that worked away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's tying into that. I think it is right now benefiting from G4 being tied to it because of the fan base. Like they have that kind of tether to like try it out. But it all depends on, you know, how they use the lore and how they build it as the show goes on. So we'll have to see.
I also have hope that because it seems like there was a comment because I'm editing a certain project right now, so I've been watching a lot of the first video quite a bit. They make a comment at one point during the special where they're like, "Oh wow, a baby dragon. We haven't seen dragons in generations." So like it adds to how long it's been since Generation 4 happened, you know, outside of all the other things that we're seeing like through the movie, like the technology and whatnot.
Right. Yeah, the old, you know, it's like, okay, we're back.
We
to
got
fun.
it. Yeah.
No, I saw a fan comic one time where I thought it was pretty cool, where it's like Twilight actually like comes back via magic. And she's like, Sonny, it was never for you. Like, you're not worthy of this magic. Like, she's pissed off. Like, you shouldn't have this. It's not meant for you. And I'm like, more of that, please.
No.
But then Hasbro's probably like,
bang. So yeah, no, I'll be curious though to see how things go. But I feel like they have a lot to build upon. There's a lot of questions right now, which is a good thing. And on the animation, I'm hoping that the new crew that is now working, because I think a lot of the assets may be the same as the movies. They just need to finesse the, you know, like, okay, what can we do on a budget?
I'm sure as like the seasons go on, it'll look better.
well, and I'm the writing is what I'm more concerned about.
Yeah.
But like for the 3D animation, I was like, 3D animation can work. You know, they're good 3D animated shows. But like it's easier. I guess I'm so like my confirmation bias for like G4 with its being 2D and looking so beautiful and vibrant. When I saw the little special, I'm like, man, it looks empty. Yeah.
The answer to that though is go back and watch a couple of the first season
of G1.
Of
G4?
No, G3.5.
G3.5. Yeah.
No.
But no, one of the things I did is I looked back at a couple of the original episodes, and again, there is some sparsity there. They still do a lot with the animation, but it really grew over the successive seasons for G4.
For G3.
They
amped up
even the
expressions a lot too.
Yeah,
so
even
I
the
expect it'll follow that too.
Even the characters, like how they act in season 1 compared to how they act in later seasons, is like, wow, they're very different.
Yeah. I mean, like Twilight committed to like mega dork.
Yeah.
All right, so we do have 5 minutes left, and we did have a number of questions on this side, so I'm still going to hit you guys up. I'm going to finish that side off real quick. What was your question?
Okay, my question is, when you guys watched G5, what was your favorite part?
Favorite part?
The whole movie was my favorite.
Yeah, Fit Right In is a really great song.
Fit Right In is the answer.
Yeah.
I really like when Pip's phone is taken by like a seagull, and the delivery of her line is
so good.
It's my phone.
I like the part where she's near the jail cell with Zip, and Pip's phone rings, and she goes, yeah, and she and I love that. Here's the big thing for G5 has going. I love the differences in their height.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
they're actually
Oh my
different
God.
proportions. Yes, more of
Pip
that.
is so tiny.
Zip being tall and then Pip being little. I'm like, dude, Pip's got some good gremlin energy, and I'm like, more of that.
Yeah, right.
So I want that.
Right. Okay. And then what were our questions that we had over here? So let's start with you.
Stepping away from ponies, what are some of your favorite cartoon show villains from your childhood?
Mojo Jojo.
Man Ray.
Dr. Claw.
Nice.
Doofenshmirtz?
Him.
Aku.
Oh, Aku, yeah.
Aku. Yeah, Aku's the best. It's the best. I'll just fly away and we'll do this again next week.
Uh-huh.
I love that entire meta, the joke.
Mojo Jojo?
See, no one cheered because that one was already said. No, I like how she just was looking at me like, no one liked that one.
Yeah, I said it earlier.
Good answer.
Thanks.
How many we have 5 minutes left, so we gotta do a rapid fire.
Less than 5 minutes.
All right, so we had you, and
these
then
are the last questions. Last hand's going up. That's
so,
it. All right.
cool. All right, so yep, we'll start with you.
You're good. You're good.
How do you meet the Generation 5 of Mario Bunny?
Say again?
This part, first part.
Yeah.
You're fine.
How do you meet Generation 5 of Mario Bunny?
How do you meet?
How do you meet?
As in, like, how do you watch it, or how do we? I'm sorry.
Or how do you meet the VAs?
Oh, how do we meet the VAs? I might have misconstrued your question. I'm sorry.
We want to answer.
How about this? Think on it a bit more. We'll come back to you.
Yeah, and if not, ask us at the end.
Okay. Yes.
Since you guys were feeling nostalgic earlier, what was your favorite moment from any past Everfree Northwest?
Yes.
I was only in the first one,
The
so
Taco
that one.
Bell.
Walking backwards into a door frame.
You did do that.
I did do that.
I know at the first one we went to Denny's a lot.
Yeah, we had no other
Denny's.
choice.
The
You s-
legendary
you said-
Denny's.
It wasn't the
You never go to
favorite.
Denny's, just end up there.
Yeah, that's true. It's never intentional.
For me, it was probably going on stage with Ed and Jimmy of Acoustic Brony during their whole deal because they brought me up for loyalty, and at that point I hadn't been on stage that much to begin with, and it was just an honor to have them bring me up. That was that was 2013.
I somehow ended up in the musicians' room. Don't ask me how. But it was also during 2013.
Just like Denny's.
Yep.
And it was Ed, Jimmy, and oh gosh, I'm spacing on a couple of people.
There were
the
a whole
the jam session that just started in there.
It was jam.
It's just yeah, exactly. Not tubs of jelly jam. But
All right, we're almost done here. So next question.
All right, so Princess Deadpool.
I'm sorry, are we taking too long?
We're very pressed.
I haven't had breakfast.
We haven't had anything.
I literally just ate a cookie at the beginning of this panel.
I had coffee.
I've had some hydrogen, some
Water.
oxygen.
Water. All right, drummer shy.
Just a quick comment to make about the G5 thing. I feel like when they...
This is a Q&A, not an A&A. Drummer shy.
It's just a quick comment to make. I feel like when they released the G5 thing on Netflix, the special, I feel like they kind of threw it together on short notice. So I think that's why the animation was kind of lackluster.
They just have to learn again the assets and what they can do to improve it. Do you remember, or do you have your question formulated?
Will there be a Bronies React to the G5 question?
Go to the Bronies Rec panel and find out. That's today. And then our good friend from Mexico.
How do you meet the Generation 4 Modern Bunny Temple?
How do you meet the Generation 4? What's the last word?
Yeah.
Or
Sound like for example.
For example.
So one thing that you can do there. So first off, I know like a lot of us when we're catching the show, and hopefully at some point in this answer, it's going to answer the question. But I know a lot of people have both been catching up on the show through YouTube, right now through Netflix. But what's cool about being at these conventions is that the VAs that are here, they're going to have signings throughout the entire weekend. So you're going to be able to meet both, like Andrea from G4, Jenna from G5. We got a nice mix here at Everfree Northwest. A lot of cool guests here, and highly suggest that you all get to meet them because they're fun. They are fun people. I was able to do a Q&A recently with some of them, and go meet the new faces. Go see the old faces, and thank you for your question.
Yeah,
and Chris,
G4 and G5, a wonderful, both shows respectively great. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, it is. Christian, I'm gonna have you finish this off because it looked like you had a question. Finish us off. Give us a good one.
What strange? Just say something strange about it. Just make fun of him, please.
Of who?
How has he not died yet?
Make fun of Gabe? Who wants to say it in a Simon Cowell voice?
Oh no.
America had talent.
Oh! Oh my goodness.
His ability to not die is impressive.
So-
okay.
Yeah.
We gotta translate.
Mine was like in college. A friend of mine had heard of the the memes going around, and three of us just like sat down and watched it together. I'm like, oh, I kind of love this.
So okay, yeah. It's how did you find My Little Pony?
There we go.
That was
Okay.
the question. Which, thank you.
Real quick, I'd just like to apologize to everyone and yourself, sir. I'm sorry. I thought you knew what you wanted to say.
No, thank you for helping.
No,
out.
all good, all good, all good.
I saw it on like Meme Base and floating around back in like 2011 on YouTube, and I'm like, I gotta watch this show. So
Yeah.
that's how I got it.
I found it through friends.
Yeah, so there was some of you may have heard the story, but there's a group, Acorn Cafe. It was making the rounds there. I took a look at it and said, all right, what is this story?
Yeah.
Or why is this so popular? And then I told
Yeah,
Sarah.
and then he told me, and then I told him.
She forced me to watch it.
I found it through YouTube. Poops.
Oh, nice.
I unfortunately used to go to 4chan. I stopped doing that, but I kept seeing them on 4chan. I was like, I like cute things, and then I watched it, and it was cute.
All right, folks. That's going to be a wrap. Semi-Perfect Podcast panel. Thank you so much for coming out. We have a Bronies Rec panel later today. Whose line's going to be tomorrow? And yes.
We are a little bit over, which is fine. We will ask that everyone, if you want to do any meet and greet, you do it out there instead of going up to the table.
We have stickers outside.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Don't say dead ponies.
Sarah.
Brony!